100% sure that about 10 to 15 kilometers from us there are NATO instructors, NATO soldiers manning the Ukrainian position and controlling the activities of the National Guards. Because these National Guards are not part of the Ukrainian army, they have their own like power structure, and this is the core problem of this war, that the Kiev doesn't rule these troops which are fighting in Donbas. They have the National Guard, which has their own structure, and we have witnessed over the years many times how Ukrainian army and the National Guard is fighting each other.
Oh, really?
They are not in the line of command.
No.
They have a different command system.
What about the Nazis?
Yeah, they are.
The Bandera people?
Yeah, they are the National Guard.
Oh.
And
This National Guard, they consist mostly of volunteers from
Yeah.
Nazi
Okay.
they were created from the Maidan activists and sent to the east, and this situation haven't changed. The most of the active fighting in Donetsk, in Lugansk, is made by the right sector troops. And
The right sector meaning neo-Nazis?
Yeah.
Bandera people?
Yeah,
And they've been trained by American troops?
And supported by mostly Canadian monies involved, but bankers are the ones who are paying they're fighting international banksters, and these troops are not Ukrainian army. They are supported by Ukrainian army from time to time, but they are having their own war, and that's the war in Donbas. So this is like the core problem of this civil war. That's why it doesn't end, because if it would be in the hands of Ukrainian army, they will cease fire like immediately. But these National Guards are the ones who are making all the active fighting, and they are mercenaries paid by bankers, supported by NATO, and armored by the US government.
Bankers where?
They are from the oligarch banking systems. Igor Kolomoisky, one of the main bankers. Of course, Poroshenko. There are lots of banking institutes involved, and they are the Zionist banking system, banking cartel.
Was the fighting here all shelling and being bombed, or was it hand-to-hand gunshots?
The war has every form. It has been fight in every possible form and most crucial forms. And of course, there is one church near the Lugansk city where Ukrainian Nazi troops collect all the people from the village to the church, and then they pull back and start to shell it with mortars, so that all the civilians were inside. And it was like from the Nazi movie, collect people from the village to one place and then start to destroy the place. And I talked with the priest, and I know that it's a fact. And all kind of evil things has happened here. And those troops which were shelling this were directly supported by US and foreign mercenaries. And
You know that for a fact?
Fact, yeah. There are lots of remains because they bring with the military aircraft reinforcements and stuff. There are lots of American food products, weapon products, all kind of products what the Lugansk army then take over when they destroy this base in
Do you think there were American military
Yeah.
or mercenaries?
It's a fact.
Military,
Yeah.
American military.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And they shot down one transport airplane, and it was full of Polish mercenaries, but they were like NATO forces. And they died, I think, I don't remember exact number, but over 50 Polish mercenaries from NATO forces were killed on that crash. And that was the last time when they sent reinforcements by air.
Were any Americans killed here that you know of?
We should ask from the guys who have keeping museums for the numbers of which persons were like from ID cards.
Yeah. How many people were killed here?
In the city.
Yeah, in the,
Oh, nobody knows the exact number. Like I said, the civilians were buried in the mass graves. It's near the hospital.
a mass grave
Mass graves.
of how many approximately?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands.
Oh my God.
And it's only in some matter of weeks when it was like a massacre. And the mass graves are there visible, and there are memorials for the. And when they make these burials, they didn't even know who they are burying, because it was a total like chaos going on, and unmarked bodies were also like they just didn't know who these died people were. And but it was hot summer and the electric didn't work, so the corpses were very fastly making
Also the very hot summer and
Yeah,
they couldn't keep them
deteriorating.
yeah, they didn't have time to make investigations on that time, so they just bury them. And but number is, we are talking about thousands of civilian casualties only in this central area.
As civilians.
Yeah. It's in Donetsk, because Donetsk was not circulated from every direction, and the situation was very grim. And of course, the people, I know hundreds of people who have lived through on the summer 2014 the events here, and the whole population here is badly traumatized from the events in 2014 summer. And that is also why the war continues today, because the war crimes which has been done against Lugansk people are just massive. And fortunately nowadays the situation in the Lugansk front line is more calm, but everybody remembers what happened in 2014, and it cannot be forgiven and forgotten.
So is there still fighting going on?
Yeah.
There is a front line.
Yeah.
And what is going on there?
No, the front line goes in Lugansk. It goes about 10 to 15 kilometers in the west side of the city, and it's all manned. And from time to time, you can hear different kind of gunfire or explosion, but it's not so regular like in Donetsk front line, which is active basically every day. But the reason is very simple. Why Lugansk the border is more quiet is that they changed troops to rest to the Lugansk sector, and mostly the National Guard units, they are having active fighting in the Donetsk front line, and then they come here to rest, and they don't want to have fight when they are resting. So this is like a regrouping area for the Ukrainian troops, and that's why there are like peace in many parts of Lugansk front line. I was just in the Russian interview, and they managed to make me questions which make me understand how traumatized I am also, together with the population, after witnessing lots of death, destruction, shellings, shootings, all kind of situations. And when I was put to the black room with the camera, I couldn't understand how deeply I'm also traumatized by the years of what I've been witnessing here and living together with the people. So we are all traumatized here. Without the support, the political and humanitarian support, what Lugansk and Donetsk peoples get, it's a fact that all these people who we see here would be in the concentration camps. That was their plan.
Without the help of Russia?
Without getting the lifeline of humanitarian support.
Okay, were Russian troops involved here?
Nobody have seen them. We saw lots of Russian volunteers, like a Slavic Brothers Army. But Russian military, no, never. We all hope them to come and to stop this war, but Russia has very deep reasons why they are not officially militarily supporting, but they do what they can in order not to launch the Third World War.
Does Russia send weapons, ammunition?
We don't need these weapons, as we have destroyed advancing armies in more than 3 brigades. We're taking over all the ammunition pots and the weapon depots which were in this region when this independence started, the troops were armed from the depots, and especially in Donetsk, many local businessmen gave all what they got to buy weapons from the Ukrainian depots, and they buy a lot of weapons, all possible, because many of the Ukrainian army didn't support the war, and they haven't supported the war, so they were willing to give their arms for the resistance. And we know that many units, Ukrainian units, turned to the side of the independence and the patriots. So we have been self-sufficient. Afterwards, maybe we have to get trucks, buy trucks, but it's all business. And but we haven't seen the Russian military. I have been in every frontline positions everywhere around in Donetsk, in Lugansk. I haven't seen the Russian military, so haven't seen the OSCE or the UN or the Red Cross. And it's a fact that the Russian army is not here, but it's also a fact that we all hope Russia to appear.